Greetings. Wow, I haven't done this for a while, so I hope that you are doing fantastically well. My name's Vanessa-Mary, and I am a holistic well-being healer. This podcast is called Leading with Heart. Like I said, I haven't recorded for a while, but I am so excited to be back. It's a podcast that I've been doing to shine the light on the everyday journeys of leaders who are self-employed mums or dads, or leaders that are working in family-owned businesses. And also, when we are developing our business, we need others to support us as well. So some of the interviews are with fantastic individuals who are supporting these micro business owners. So it's about looking at the human side of leadership. I want to know the stories. I want to know the struggles. I want to know the strengths. I want to know what's shaping the leader in terms of driving the business forward, but also how they are involving their family, how they're thinking about the legacy, and so on and so forth. So I do talk about emotional well-being because that is an area that I personally specialize in. I talk about strategy, succession planning, the future. We talk about challenges and how we're balancing all of this with family life as well. So my guests are experienced in their particular field, but they're also honest, and we are a heart-led community. So we're hoping that our words and our stories are encouraging others. So I'm going to crack on with this week's episode. I'm coming back with a wonderful young woman that I have met through networking. So if you've been following me on the social media, you will see that I post about networking a lot. And the woman that I'm talking to, we've known each other for some time. We had the honor of meeting each other as well this year. Her name is Nicole Papantoniou, and she's a legal consultant. So I'm going to bring her on stage. There she is. Hi, Nicole.
Hello.
How are you?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
Well, welcome back to Leading with Heart.
Thank you.
I know that I've interviewed you before. So we're coming back. Thank you so much for being here. And this
My pleasure.
time,
Thank you.
not at all. It's wonderful to see you, and you look absolutely amazing as well. So,
Thank you.
you know,
Thank you. So do you.
last time we were talking in the lead up to my annual event, which is the Seeds of
Yeah.
Unlimited Success. And you did a wonderful talk there, which we'll talk about later. But this time we're putting the focus on the giveaway. So this is the Seeds of Support giveaway, which I'll explain a little bit more about that shortly. But before I do, Nicole, please let the audience know who you are and what you do.
I'll try to keep it short. So I'm Nicole, and well done for pronouncing my surname because you pronounced it correctly. Everyone struggles, so congrats for that. So as Vanessa-Mary said, I'm a legal consultant, a lawyer. I've had, I don't even remember how many years experience, not that many, but approximately 7-8 years in the civil realm, civil law. I do specialize in civil litigation, contract disputes. I deal with all areas of law. I deal with employment, criminal, and so on, but most of my, I guess, experience has been in the civil field. I'm also a mediator, apart from a lawyer, which I think comes in handy if people want to avoid lawyers and speak to, let's say, a mediator to resolve any sort of dispute and so on. I'm not going to bore people with more about my background.
Oh, okay, no problem, Nicole. I didn't want to interrupt you. I was doing a cheeky check-in over on one of the live stream platforms just to make sure everything was coming over as it should do. I always do this like I've got a feed. There it is. I always do this like it's not happening, and it does. But I must say that in the past, I have done like a whole big spiel and nothing was being recorded. So it is always good to check. But yeah, I mean, you've got a lot of experience. Let's talk about the talk that you did for us in May. So just for anyone who wasn't in the room with us in Nottingham, who's not aware of what I'm talking about, the community that I am serving is mums and dads in business. So they are predominantly self-employed. Some of them are working together as husband and wife team, or it could be brothers and sisters working together, cousins working together. I really love supporting what is described as the family-owned business. And I have been doing a family business growth summit for the last 2 years in Nottingham, which is called Seeds of Unlimited Success. Now, this year, Nicole kindly sponsored the event, and she traveled up and she did a talk for us, which was exceptional. Nicole, obviously, I'm not asking you to relive the whole talk again here, but can you just, remember maybe the title and a few things that you said in that talk, just to share your wisdom, please?
Yeah, of course. I'm not going to go through the whole speech, just a little preview. But it was basically about, as you said, family-owned businesses and the risks that are involved in family-owned businesses and how families and people should manage that. And this is an area that I have worked in quite a lot. I have come across various family-owned businesses. So it's just building on from experience of common issues, risks that I see, because it is a very, let's say, it's not a regular business. You see, you're working with family and close friends and people close to you, so there are bound to be issues. And it's basically how to best work on those issues and how to build a legacy, a long-lasting legacy for your family and so on. So it was one of those areas that I really wanted to speak about, just because I have seen lack of planning and lack of taking action, what it can do to a family-owned business. And when lawyers, solicitors, any type of individual comes in, when there is a big issue, a very big.
Nicole, I'm hoping that your internet connection, and please don't tell me it's mine. Let's have a look.
Oh, sorry. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah. So am I coming okay for you? Because it was a little bit choppy there, and I don't have any signal issues going off. So maybe just for the sake,
fine.
Yeah, it was a little bit choppy. We do have people viewing now. So if you are listening in on the live stream, thank you so much for being with us. If you didn't hear what Nicole just said, please can you let us know? Because I'm now a bit concerned about the quality there, but maybe it was just me. I don't know. So yeah,
maybe it was me. It was just a glitch.
It was a glitch. We can get over these things, but no, fundamentally, you did an excellent job for us. It came across with passion. You know, you provided so much knowledge, and I feel like in a way that people could relate to as well. We could definitely pick. You gave us enough scenarios where it wasn't just almost like legal jargon that you were just spouting. You actually made it very real for us and helped us to think about our future and how we are working with our family members as well. So thank you so much for that. So here we are now in September. And what I've been doing is talking to wonderful leaders like Nicole and others. So please do continue to tune into this podcast series because I'm going to be introducing the contributors. And now last week I launched the Seeds First support giveaway. So it's called the Seeds of Support giveaway. And, collectively, Nicole, the prize is worth over £4,444. I absolutely think it's incredible. So let me just explain to anybody who's not sure what's going off here. I have been working with amazing experts, specialists like Nicole. They have gifted their expertise, their services. So I'm going to put a link to the information page shortly. Have a look. You are going to find a GDPR specialist. Nicole is a legal expert. We've got a LinkedIn expert. We've got a marketing strategist. We have a business coach. There's myself in terms of my expertise. It's all about well-being for you as the individual, but also I'll do a little sprinkle for your business as well. Who else is on there? We have an accountant who actually has a brilliant platform for business growth. Now I'm feeling like I've forgotten somebody. So if you're thinking, oh, she didn't mention me, don't worry.
Media?
No, we've done that one. I'm going to get the page up properly. But you know what, Nicole? The prize is going to one individual. I mean, come on, £4,400 worth of business support coming into your business over how many, it'll probably take a few months to get through all of that.
Yeah.
Just think what a boost that is going to be for the business.
Exactly.
And then,
I wish everyone had that option.
Oh my gosh. And then I thought to myself, oh, it's only one prize. What could we do? So then I've now had two other brilliant experts who've come forward with their prize, their gift, which is going to go to the second. So we're going to have two winners, basically. We're going to have the first prize winner who's worth winning over £4,400 worth, £44 worth of business support. And the second winner, I haven't totted it up yet, but you're not going to be disappointed. So I'm going to put the link into that. But before I do, I'm going to be talking to Nicole. So on this podcast, Leading with Heart, it's all about the acronym SEEDS. So I've changed it slightly because in the giveaway, Nicole, I've developed a business health check, which doing it. Did you see my comment in the group where I said, call me a nerd? But I'm really pleased about this. So because I've done the health, I know, thank you. Because I've done the health check, it's changed it slightly, but we're going to talk about strategy, support network, and sales. So, Nicole, from your position as a legal consultant, strategy, what would you say about that for business owners starting out? How can we be thinking about that legal aspect as we're thinking about the strategy of our business going forward, please?
I think the strategy is combined with, one, success, and with having everything set up in a sense legally. So it really goes hand in hand. What I have seen, especially SMEs and business owners that are just like their startups, just starting up their business, is they lack the essential legal instruments in place. And this, a lot of the times, does, I'm not going to say cause a problem, but it can cause issues in the long run. So for me, from what I've witnessed, and I firmly believe that having this in place is also a way to build up on your strategy and to have, like, they go hand in hand. For me, you can't have a business strategy without having legal instruments in place for your business that support your business and protect you. And what I mean by that, for example, terms and conditions, payment terms like invoicing, employment contracts, everything like that. You can't have strategy without having that in place. Because God forbid something happens and you're not covered, then it becomes really messy. You have to spend tons of lawyer fees. Your strategy might get a bit shaken up, with regards to the business, because that's something you may have not factored into consideration. And then it all kind of delays, let's say, the outcome and shakens up your business a bit. So it's really important, if you are thinking of your business strategy and you want to build towards that, just have all the legal instruments in place, because that will, I don't want to say guarantee success, but that will most likely, highly likely actually, not lead to as many problems further down the line that can impact your business strategy. So for me, that goes, together. You can't have one if you don't have the other.
Yeah, so it's like safeguarding, isn't it? I suppose you could say as
It
well.
is. It really is.
And if you're doing something with clarity right from the beginning, that's going to
Mhm.
boost your confidence. So I love that. So still sticking with the S, I do like to talk about a support network. Going back to what I said
Mm,
in the introduction, most people who are following my content, they know I do a lot of business networking. I don't feel that I will stop inviting people to business
yeah.
networking, whether it's online or whether it's face to face. I have personally found it so incredible for a number
Mm,
of reasons, not just for business, but also on a personal level as well.
mm,
So, in terms of the support network, Nicole, what would you say to business owners, particularly mums and dads and people working in
yeah.
that family environment, about getting supported?
Oh, I think it's even more important than the strategy, or to the same level of importance, at least for me. I mean, before, I always knew, the power of networking, and everyone talks about how beneficial networking is for your business and so on. But it wasn't until I got into it that I realized how much I love it and how important it is. And it's not, for me, I can't think of everything from a business perspective, because I'm not that type of person. It's also about the connections that I make. So as you said, I have met, you included, lovely people through networking, that you just have, a connection with them, and they're not only going to support your business or help you grow it, they're going to support you as a person. And without that support network, the job is much harder. Like, you have to have that community, and they will support you. At the end of the day, you will find people that you can click with, that you can make business with, that will support you in XYZ area of your life, of your business. But for me, the biggest benefit is also, and I think that outweighs the business aspect of it, is the connections I've made and the support network, not just revolving around my business, but around me as a person, and vice versa. So I think I didn't realize how impactful networking would be prior to, beginning, let's say, my networking journey. And if I were to go back, I would just have started much earlier than I did, because it's honestly so impactful, whether that's for your business or your personal life, or whatever you want it to be for. But for me, it's, yeah, it has changed a lot of things, and just brought into perspective the power of connections and meeting people.
No, I definitely agree with you. I've probably got more networking to do, but when I realized I was getting serious with my networking, I thought to myself, well, what was I doing before? Because I thought I was networking.
Exactly.
No, like a woman that has really supported me with networking. So Caroline Andrew, who is the owner
Mm,
of N Business Networking, she even says to us, if you're not networking at least twice a week, then like, what are you doing? So it's so
yeah.
important And it's something that has to be planned out. You know, please don't leave networking to the last minute. It's so important that you make that part of your marketing strategy.
Yeah.
Which leads me to the S for sales. So again, thinking about things from a legal perspective, I think you mentioned it in your overview at the beginning, but where
Mm,
does the legal knowledge help us? How can that help us with our sales? Is it the contracts and really wrapping up the deals and so forth?
yeah. Yeah, I think again, it's helping you with the sales in the sense that if you have written agreements in place, it's hard to deviate from that. Um, and what I mean by that is you can't just have a business, let's say, and not know, again, your sales strategy or your target audience. And I have seen a lot of businesses that offer services and they don't have, let's say, any contractual terms in place. So they just pick and choose, what I'm going to charge to this client, which of course can be tailored depending on the individual job or anything you're providing. But it's a bit, let's say, all over the place in that aspect. They don't have anything written down, or they don't have um, the different packages that they may offer, anything like that. It's not planned out. It's just kind of, I'm going with the flow. And obviously, that then impacts, I don't want to say impact sales, but you need to have, let's say, a kind of organized plan in place to know exactly target audience, revenue, and so on. And if there are going to be any, let's say, deviations from that, how do you deal with those? If, for example, and that can also lead to not lead, it does protect you from specific clients. Let's say if you don't have terms and conditions in place, or how to raise and collect invoices, any of that sort of stuff, payment terms, late payment terms, that does have an impact on the business because you do get clients. And I say that because I have seen it a lot of times where businesses don't have these terms in place, and then they have clients that, they don't pay them ever, or they might pay them half the invoice, or they might pay it 5 years or 10 years later, and then it becomes messy. So when you have an organized structure in place, you have, a specific contract, let's say your terms and conditions, your service agreement, the client signs it, you sign it, you have a clear overview of the cost for this project is XYZ. First payment is this, there's a deposit, there's 25% of the service charge, anything like that is written in the contract, and of course can be tailored to different individuals, different customers that you have, depending on the job that you are providing, the service you are providing. But you have that standard layout at least, so you know what, if something happens, I am protected. It's not going to affect my sales. It's not going to, I have legally enforceable terms that if something goes wrong, I can protect myself and my business. So again, that goes, hand in hand with, let's say, the legal aspect. Because when you have everything in place, it's much harder to have customer arguments, complaints, all that kind of stuff. And it's much easier to deal with, and you save money in the long run than if you didn't have that in place. Then you have to, let's say, hire a lawyer, and it just becomes messy and extremely expensive.
Wow. So again, you've given us so much information, which I'm wanting to talk about the business health check at this point. So as I
Mm,
said to you, it is something that I've developed. It's a very simple toolkit, but very effective as well. And it is broken down into these 5 areas, which is the SEEDS framework, whereby the business owner can score themselves in each area. So I think I'm going to keep mentioning that because even for myself, Nicole, and I've mentioned it to you, I know I said it like it was funny, but it wasn't funny when you actually look at your own score and you're like, oh my gosh, I really need to pay attention to this particular area
yeah.
of my business. So I just wanted to mention that. So now let's talk about E for emotional well-being, which I think it ties into the last part of what you said, actually, that, it might feel
Mm,
as doing a lot at the front end, but if we don't do it and then
Yeah.
things go wrong, we're going to cause emotional distress. And I'd say that's
Mm.
emotional distress on both sides as well. So
Yeah.
is there anything that you wanted to add there? I mean, I talk about emotional well-being because that's my area of expertise. But
Mm.
from your perspective, I know you can't go into individual cases, but
Yeah.
thinking about small business owners and emotional well-being, is there anything that you wanted to share on that at all?
Again, it's so important. If you're, and I'm a firm believer of this, if you're well emotionally, then you can, let's say, deal with what life throws at you or what your business throws at you, because it's so important. If you're a bit unbalanced, then you are going to create or attract more negative issues, let's say. I don't know if that makes sense, but I think the more,
Definitely
the
makes
more,
sense.
yeah, you have to, for me personally, your emotional well-being comes first. Emotional and physical well-being comes first, then anything else comes second. Because if you're not well, you cannot perform at your best level. You cannot be yourself. You cannot attract what you want to attract, because the energy you give out there is not, I think, and especially people that pick up on energy can tell that, it's not 100%, something is off there. And if you're not well emotionally, it's going to be a struggle, whether that's managing your business, dealing with conflicts, everything relevant to that, because you'll just have a cloudy judgment. Whereas if you take care of yourself, if you focus on your emotional well-being, your physical well-being, then everything else will be, no, I don't want to say smooth sailing, because it's not, but I believe you'll have better mental capacity to deal with it as things go along. Because imagine if you're not well emotionally and a conflict arises in your business, and you have to deal, let's say, with emotional clients or an emotional business partner and so on. It's just going to create more chaos and more, and you're going more emotional, um, not unavailability, but cloudiness. So you're not going to be able to deal with that 100%. So it's, yeah, for me, it's something extremely, extremely important, because you
Yeah, I
have
mean,
seen it. We all have seen it, heard about it. I have seen it. And if you are in that mental state and in that, generally that state, and you have an issue, let's say in your business, that doesn't resolve easily. It will be, it will take time to be resolved, if it is ever resolved. So you really have to be in the correct mindset to deal with these things.
I mean, it's the anxiety. And like I said, because I'm specializing in supporting
Mm,
self-employed mums and dads, it's not just the business that they're thinking about. They are
yeah,
thinking about other family matters. As you know, Nicole, I'm going through grief again. So
yeah,
that's something that I'm dealing with on a personal level, and also, you know, aiming to support my family, as well as,
mm,
all the things that you have to think about in your
yeah.
business and that your household. It's a lot. So, we have
It's
to be
always going to
mindful.
be, exactly, there's always going to be something that's will come up, and it's not
Mhm.
always, butterflies and daisies and everything is perfect. It's not, life doesn't work like that. It's not like that. But you have to give yourself grace, and you have to give yourself time. If you are in a period of grief or issues or anything like that, it's okay to step back, take a break.
Mhm.
It's okay.
Yeah, I hear you. Which leads me on to the second E for energy alignment. And I think you've touched on that, because I mean I'm more talking about this from the physical side. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest today, I cancelled the networking session that I would normally go to. I haven't even exercised, I didn't even go to the gym. But What it was is we had the funeral on Saturday, and then I was coaching yesterday. I do coach on a Sunday, and I do a book club on a Sunday. So I knew that, like, in terms of how I was processing my grief, I hadn't let myself really
Mm,
settle. So I wanted to take today to do that. And that's being in tune with my own energy and knowing that actually, if I'm going to show up for myself in my business, there's
mm,
certain things that, I have to allow my body, particularly in terms of emotional alignment. I have to allow
yeah.
my body to reset. So I did go for a walk yesterday. I will go for a walk today. But I'm just saying to the viewers that in terms of how we're going to show up in our business does have an impact in our own energy
Mm,
levels and how we are, in a sense, in tune with our body. Are we moving enough?
yeah.
Are we taking in the right vitamins and nutrients and good food and exercise and things like that? It all makes a difference. So I don't know if you
Mm.
want to add anything to that.
Oh, I completely agree. Like 100%, especially what you said about the food and the nutrients. Like you have to take care of your body. And I know that from experience because I haven't been the one to fully be like, you know what, eating healthily, nutritiously, getting all my meals in order, everything like that. And it does have an effect. And I have seen it. And I was thinking, it's fine, it's not going to have such an effect on me. I can, go to the gym without having proper nutrition, all that kind of stuff. But it just adds up. And are also if you also have work stresses, it's going to deplete you. And I have been in that situation that I just have like a burnout. Like I couldn't function because of that, because I wasn't taking care of my body. And before you do anything else, before you focus on taking care of your business, you have to take care of yourself. You have to. It's a must.
Exactly.
Otherwise, you're not going to perform and it's just going to burn you out.
Exactly, Nicole, because, fundamentally, your health is your wealth. So, we are
It is.
doing this for our immediate family. For those of you who have not had a family, you'll be thinking about the family that you'll be having in the future. But, you know, we've got to look
Yeah,
after ourselves fundamentally. So thank you
100%.
for that. Which leads us into the D. This is about direction and decisions. So we can talk about this from the perspective of the business first, and then maybe we can have a chat about it from our perspective as individual women. So,
Mm,
direction and decisions, as you've touched upon from the legal aspect, if we're thinking about what a legal, I love it. You said, what do you say? Instruments, legal instruments.
yeah, legal instruments.
Which is the proper term. But yeah, if we're thinking about that. So tell us a little bit about your toolkit. So I know you're part of the giveaway offer is your health check. What are the directions of things that people, because maybe people are thinking, well, I don't even know where to start. Where would
Mm,
you say is a simple place for someone to start in their business looking at the legal aspects?
I think the simplest thing, and this is what I like to do with clients, let's say, build on the idea to see how that can be tackled and what you need. Because we all have, especially new business owners, startups, we all have these great ideas of what we want our company eventually to look like, or we know a bit of what it should be like and who we want, let's say, our audience to be. Our We do have that idea in mind, but there is a struggle with having that idea in mind and actually executing it or what we need in order to execute it. So for me, it's okay, you have a business. Your business does X, Y, Z. Your target audience is whom? Is it SMEs, is it individuals, consumers, small businesses, all that kind of stuff? Where do you see yourself in 5 years with a business? What are your goals for the business? Is it just, I want to build my business. I want it to become, let's say, a medium-sized business and then sell it. Is it, I want my family to be involved in this business? Is it, what is it? So, what is the vision of the business, which has to be separate from your vision? Because I might have a vision that I want my business to make billions of pounds. But in reality, can the business do that right now? So, what do I need to put in place in order for my business to be able to achieve that revenue? It's having the correct people in the business. Do I have, let's say, an in house lawyer, for example, that can deal with issues? Do I have an HR specialist? Do I have an accountant? So it's all these little things that you have to put together in order to see where you see your business going. And it's important to have a vision for your business. And that vision does change. So it's important also to adapt, let's say, those legal instruments and your strategy over time, because it does change. No business, remains the same. You might have better financial years, worse financial years, so on. You might have, you know, exponential growth. We don't know that. We can't predict that. But as long as you have, let's say, a plan in place of, what I want myself, my wife, my husband, my best friend, or I don't want any family involved. I want employees. It's easier to start building on that. You have to have some sort of vision, and then everything else will fall into place. Then I can come in and be like, okay, if you envision your business to have only employees, this is what we need in place. If you want family members, this is what we need in place. If so, it all has to be deconstructed, let's say, and then put
I
together.
love that, because you have got me thinking that directly the reason why I am building or following a membership model is because essentially I want that kind of laptop lifestyle business. So
Mm,
even though I do live things, as you know, I've got the live event that's once a year. I am going to have growth gatherings. So they're twice a year. The business health check that I'm telling you about now and telling the audience about, that's a downloadable product. The coaching that I do is online. Even, for a woman who lives in Nottingham with me, she meets me on that first call face to face, but then her other check-ins with me are
mm,
online. So I've deliberately built it like this because I want the flexibility of being able
mm,
to be in a different location. I don't want to be in a fixed location. And I thought the
exactly.
membership model was the way forward. But it's
Mm,
interesting, things that I am thinking about for the future, that you're right, I haven't deconstructed them, and
mm,
that would involve bringing in other people, and I do feel that I would need to have that protection around, because
mm,
it's about your
yeah.
ideas as well, and how you're protecting your ideas,
Mm,
and bringing people in, because fundamentally, and again, going back to the business health check, it's actually showing
mm,
me, who do I need to bring in? If we want to reach a certain point in our business, we can't
yeah.
do it on our own. I've actually
Yeah.
just released an article yesterday, which was talking about collaboration, but we've
Mm,
got collaboration, joint ventures, and you've got partnerships. Now,
mm,
collaborations can be quite loose in terms of you're not
yeah.
necessarily using any legal instruments. Maybe you should, maybe you shouldn't, I don't know. But when we're definitely talking about a partnership or a joint venture, then I would
Mm,
recommend that that's when we are actually getting serious. We are speaking to a legal consultant like Nicole, so that
mm,
you can advise us directly of the safeguards that we need to have
yeah.
in place. So I love that, because that's all about
Exactly.
the direction and the decisions that we're going to make to move our business
Mm.
to that next level.
And just on that point, it's so important because we all, let's say, go in with the idea, especially when forming partnerships, that this person, let's say, has my best interests at heart and for the business, but you really and truly never, ever, ever know. And you have to protect
Mm,
yourself. Like, yes, everything seems fine now, but how many times have we heard about a scene that I have, at least so many times,
yeah.
businesses falling apart, partnerships falling apart, And you have individuals in those cases that haven't protected themselves. And then
Mm,
it's, God forbid, then it's chaos breaks loose.
yeah.
So
And
you
sometimes
have to make
things,
it legal.
yeah, sometimes things break down unintentionally as well along the
Yeah,
way, you know. So I definitely hear what you're saying there.
exactly.
Which leads us to the big one. Oh dear, this is the big S. This
That's
is
amazing.
systems and operations. Systems and operations. I mean, even, you know, I'm just going to give a shout out for anybody watching the live, watching the replay. I have put the link into the giveaway. I think I'm going to have to go back on some of them. The YouTube one looks like you might not be able to link straight in there. But if you're following this on Facebook and LinkedIn, hopefully you can get to that link, no problem. Don't worry if you can't, I will go back in after the recording and put the link in. Please do have a look, because you will find that when you click into the name of each individual contributor, they have actually been, in my head, putting it together, put into two camps. So I have those that I describe as marketing, business support, communications. And then there's a team that I've described as legal, again, operations. Okay. So please have a look at this very carefully, because when we're starting out in business, we've got our idea, we've got our enthusiasm, we have maybe made some contacts, we've maybe tested the concept, whatever you're selling, you may be making your first sales and you're like, yes, I want to do this. Then we throw ourselves into the marketing. So whether that be turning up at networking, doing your social media, spending money on advertisements. And we know there's a whole plethora of ways that we can advertise ourselves. I'm not going to go
Yeah.
into that right now. That's fine. But what's really happening is you are getting people's information. So we've got Keith Budden, GDPR specialist, as
Mm,
part of this giveaway. You're doing your invoicing. You've got invoicing coming out to you. I don't have any staff, okay? So I am a micro business owner in that term, but I do use suppliers.
mm,
You know, the more we get into this, the more we can see how big something you might, you know, I'll admit it, I'm in my
mm,
bedroom here, okay? You might think, oh, I'm working from home. You know, I do work from the kitchen table as well, downstairs, the little area in the kitchen. You might think, oh, it's just a small enterprise. But when you get into it, I had a wonderful opportunity to listen to an accountant who told us that you
mm.
need to actually sketch out all of those departments in your business, even if you are doing every single role.
Yeah,
You should
exactly.
have your graph, and I haven't done mine yet, and I'm going to do it, because when I did this business health check and systems and operations, it really showed me how important that area is. It's in the background, basically, is the point that I'm making. Okay. So all your marketing and your sales is your front end stuff. Okay. But your back end stuff is what's really keeping things
Mm.
ticking over. Is there anything that you wanted to add to that, Nicole? Because for me,
I
it's my eye opener.
yeah, I agree 100%. It's what you said. It's the stuff that's working in the background, not the marketing's at the forefront, but it's exactly what you said. And I think it's so important, especially when you have one individual managing so many different roles and aspects within the business, because managing a business is not easy. It's not, oh,
No,
I have one task to do or two tasks or three tasks. It's a
no.
lot of tasks that you need to do. So if you have that planned out, organized, that you can visually see, if you're a visual learner or whatever works best for each individual, you have to, because you will forget things. And I can guarantee that, especially when business gets very busy and you have a lot of things to do, you will forget to do things. So you really, really need to be organized around
Yes.
this and really have those systems and operations in place so you know exactly what you're doing. whether you're dealing with suppliers, automated tools in place, and you know what you're responsible and when it needs to get done. If you have a deadline, specific deadline, but it needs to be meticulously planned
and executed.
and
Because
executed. Yes,
you can plan, Nicole, but it's the following through as well.
exactly.
So thank you so much, Nicole. I love that. I am now going to read out the list of names of the contributors. So I've got the information in front of me. We have contributing to the Seeds of Support giveaway, which is worth over £4,444. Business coaching by Steve Bennett, owner at Ascend Coaching. Social media training specifically on LinkedIn, which is an asset if you are in business, by Eloise Iodine, owner at I can't say it now. Rilalto Training. She's going to tell me off. Okay, then we have social media strategy. You need that. Don't just turn up on social media without a plan. By gifted by marketing strategist Rick Courtney, owner at Just Ask Rick. Then we have GDPR guidance with specialist GDPR trainer Keith Budden, owner at Ensurity. Then we have accountancy support, but it's actually wider than that because there is this business development platform that he has produced. This is Andrew James Crawford, owner at AJC Business Development. Then we have legal consultation with Nicole Papantoniou, who is the founder of PN and Associates. Okay, so Nicole's on the call with me today. Then we have HR consultancy with Mark Rogers, who's a franchisee at Face to Face HR. And then Wellbeing Alignment with myself, and I'm the founder of the Seeds community. We also do have two other amazing contributors that I will have to put onto my page as well. And I'll be telling you more about them when I've actually done that. We've talked about being meticulous and planning, and I should have done that last week. So
it takes time, don't worry.
I've still got time. So let me just let everybody know what's happening in terms of this giveaway. It's completely free to enter. You do need to put your email address onto the platform there. Otherwise, I won't know that you've entered it. Now, what's going to happen is I'm doing a business growth gathering on the 11th of November in Nottingham. There will be more information coming out about that. That's when we are actually going to do the live draw of the giveaway. And like I said, one person, one man or woman is going to win all of this amazing support. In between, let me tell you when it closes. So it's open now and the giveaway closes on Friday, the 31st of October. And I will not budge on that. Okay. So I'm giving you quite a long time and I will keep going on about this. But once we reach the 1st of November, it will be closed. Now, what's happening in between is I've got this business health check. It isn't a product that I'm giving to you, no, because it is worth a lot of money. This health check will tell you precisely how things are moving in your business, and you can use it as a repeatable tool in your business. Now, I'm doing a special launch on this, which also comes with a Success Saturday ticket, which is an online workshop, if you like. So some of my contributors will be on that, gifting again their wisdom and knowledge in their expertise areas. Now, the launch price for the business health check, I'm closing that down. It's going to close next Thursday, the 25th of September. So you're going to get a tool that you can use and a ticket to the Success Saturday workshop for only £27, but that's going to close next week. Now, there is also a free gift that I've given you as well. You have to literally look on this page and see everything. I'm giving you too much, literally too much. So I give you something free, and I also give you something to use at a very, very low cost. But ultimately, we're coming together in Nottingham on the 11th of November. Now, I do have a special price on the first 20 tickets for that at only £55.50. Again, have a look at the information. The giveaway itself is going to change your business and change your life. The Success Saturday, the business toolkit, and also that growth session is going to change your life. Nicole, just going back to what we did in May, do you know how many case studies I haven't even told people about, of people who came in May and things have already started to happen for them in their business?
Really? That's so good to hear.
It happened the year before as well. It happened the year before. So, you know, it's just because I've had so much happen in my life with grief and this and that. I've not even had a chance to report back to tell people how quickly things are moving. If I'm doing something, I'm going to make a difference. I'm going to make an impact. So if you are listening to what I've said today, if there's something I've said doesn't make sense, send me a text, send me a direct message. I'm more than happy to go over. But fundamentally, just get your name on that giveaway email list. You're going to get a sequence of emails that will come out to you that will give you more information. Do not miss this. We are going through, let's just say, some different times, okay? Lots of things are happening out there. We need to be around people who can really hold our hand and keep us on that good vibration and keep us elevated with their skills and knowledge. So, Nicole, is there anything that you wanted to say as we close out here? It's been a wonderful conversation. I've really enjoyed it.
It has. Me too. Me too. Nothing that I can think of at the moment.
I think having someone like you on the team, though, is crucial. I just want to share this with people. When I was putting together the first summit, so that was 2024, I didn't know any legal consultants, any solicitors, anything like that. And I knew I had to feature that knowledge on my program. I went to a networking event, surprise, surprise. And that evening I met two solicitors. One of them, he ended up being on the program. But then since then, I've met you. I've met Larry, who sponsored the event this year. I've met another lady who exhibits with me, April Spence. I've got to give her a shout out, actually, because she's exhibited with me for the last 2 years. She specializes in wills and things like that. In fact, I have to interview April soon. But anyway, I'm just like, wow, I'm meeting a lot of people with this knowledge. It's absolutely brilliant. So
you put it out there and they came back to you.
Exactly, because we need to have the right people around us in whatever we're doing. So I give thanks that not only have I met you all, you've all got lovely hearts, and I know that you want the best for people as well as we're developing our businesses. So Nicole, it's always wonderful to spend time with you. And thank you so much for saying yes to me again, being part of this giveaway.
Always.
Oh, thank you, my dear. Your offer is amazing. So all you have to do when you go onto the giveaway page is you click onto Nicole's small introductory profile on the front page, click into that where I think it says tell me more. Have a look at Nicole's offer. It's absolutely amazing. And also you can see that other people are involved. Don't miss out on this. Okay, please don't miss out. Because either way, even if you don't win, I'm introducing you to experts that I have been, I've been doing all of this networking for a reason, putting people forward Many of you I've worked with, many of you I definitely trust. You show up and you give so much good value to people. So I'm happy to recommend you. All right, my dear. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank
And I will
you.
see
Thank
you
you.
on our networking call on
Yes,
Friday.
Friday.
Thank you for everyone who's tuned in today. Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.